Using AI to power your business? Legal trouble could be just around the corner if you're not careful. And let's be honest, no one wants a strongly worded letter from a lawyer, or worse, a lawsuit. We're talking about the very real legal risks lurking behind those lines of AI-generated code. Now I know what you're thinking. Legal stuff? That's about as exciting as watching paint dry. But trust me, this is important. Because in the brave new world of AI, staying compliant isn't just a good idea, it's essential for survival. Over the next few minutes, we're going to unpack the legal baggage that comes with building and selling AI services. Think of it as a crash course in AI law, without the soul-crushing boredom of actual law school. We'll be covering everything from data privacy to copyright to AI ethics because, let's face it, nobody wants to be known as the evil AI company. We'll arm you with practical tips and actionable advice that any entrepreneur, even if you can't tell an algorithm from an alligator, can use to stay on the right side of the law. Because when it comes to AI and the law, ignorance is not a defense. It's a one-way ticket to a world of legal hurt. So buckle up, grab your legal dictionaries, and let's dive in. Alright, let's start with the granddaddy of them all, data privacy. You know, those pesky little laws designed to protect people's personal information, things like GDPR in Europe, CCPA here in the States, and HIPAA for all you health tech folks. These aren't just suggestions, they're the law. And believe me, the fines for violating them, let's just say they make your average parking ticket look like a steal. Here's the deal. If you're using any kind of personal data in your AI services, emails, chat logs, health records, you name it, you absolutely must get consent. Explicit, informed consent. Think of it like asking someone out on a date. You wouldn't just assume they're interested, would you? No, you'd ask. The same goes for data. Be upfront, be clear, and for the love of all that is holy, get permission. And here's another crucial point. You need to disclose that you're using AI to process that data. Transparency is key here, folks. No one likes to feel like their information is being used in some shady backroom AI experiment. So be upfront about it. Add a privacy disclaimer to your forms, your website, even your chatbot. Let people know what's up. Think of it this way. Would you rather be the company that's known for its ethical use of data, or the one that ends up as the cautionary tale in a data privacy documentary? Yeah, I thought so. So let's keep things above board, shall we? Next up, let's talk about contracts. And no, I'm not talking about those shady deals you see in gangster movies. I'm talking about the kind of clear, concise, legally binding agreements that can save your bacon when things go south. Because let's face it, in the world of business, things have a funny way of going sideways when you least expect it. Every single AI project you take on should come with a written contract. Think of it as your legal shield, protecting you from all sorts of nasty surprises. What should be in this magical document? Well, for starters, you'll want to clearly define the scope of your services. What are you promising to deliver? What are the deliverables? Be specific. Next up, data ownership. Who owns the data used to train your AI models? Who owns the output generated by your AI? These are crucial questions that need to be ironed out up front. And while we're on the subject of ownership, let's talk about liability. What happens if your AI screws up? Who's on the hook for the damages? Now I know what you're thinking, John, this all sounds terribly complicated, and you're right, it can be. But here's the good news. There are tools out there that can help. Services like Bonsai and Honeybook can automate a lot of the contract process, making your life a whole lot easier. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, copyright, specifically the wild west of copyright when it comes to AI-generated content. Here's the thing. Just because a machine created something doesn't mean it's automatically free from copyright claims. In fact, it can get pretty complicated. Let's start with the basics. If you're using any kind of copyrighted material in your AI training data, images, text, music, you name it, you need to make sure you have the right to use it. And no, just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's fair game. The internet is not a giant, copyright-free buffet, no matter what your college roommate might have told you. Now here's where things get really interesting. What about the content generated by your AI? Who owns the copyright to that? Well, that's a question that's still being debated in legal circles. But here's a good rule of thumb. If you're using AI to create content, don't pass it off as 100% original unless you've got all your legal ducks in a row. And even then, it's always a good idea to include a disclaimer stating that the content was created with the assistance of AI. Speaking of disclaimers, let's talk about why they're so important in the age of AI. Think of them as your get-out-of-jail-free card. They might not absolve you of all responsibility, but they can certainly help mitigate your risk. So when in doubt, disclaim. This is especially important when you're dealing with sensitive areas like health advice, legal summaries, financial insights, or personal coaching. If your AI is doling out advice in any of these areas, you need to make it crystal clear that this is AI-generated content and should not be taken as professional advice. Use clear, unambiguous language like, "This content is AI-generated and for informational purposes only." It is not intended to be a substitute for professional advice. You can even get creative with it. How about, "This AI is smart, but it's not a doctor, lawyer, or financial advisor." Consult the professionals for the real deal. The point is, be upfront, be transparent, and don't be afraid to use a little humor to get your point across. Now, let's talk about transparency. In a world where AI is becoming increasingly prevalent, transparency is more important than ever. People are understandably wary of AI, and for good reason. They've seen the sci-fi movies, they've read the dystopian novels, and they're not eager to live in a world where machines rule supreme. That's why it's crucial to be upfront with your clients about when and how you're using AI. Don't try to hide it, don't try to obfuscate it, just be honest. Tell them how you're using AI to improve your services, to make their lives easier, to solve their problems. Ethical AI use is a growing concern for a lot of people. By being transparent, you're not just building trust with your clients, you're also helping to shape the narrative around AI. You're showing the world that AI can be a force for good, that it can be used responsibly and ethically. And in a world that's increasingly skeptical of technology, that's a powerful message to send. Here's the thing about the law, especially when it comes to technology, it's constantly evolving. What's legal today might be illegal tomorrow, and the last thing you want is to be caught flat-footed when the legal landscape shifts. That's why it's crucial to stay up to date on the latest AI regulations. And no, I'm not talking about skimming through dry legal journals. There are plenty of resources out there that make staying informed relatively painless. Follow legal blogs, subscribe to updates from organizations like the FTC, and for the love of all that is holy, check out some YouTube lawyers. Yes, they exist, and some of them are even entertaining. And don't be afraid to tap into the power of community. Join AI and legal communities on Reddit, Discord, LinkedIn, wherever you hang out online. Connect with other entrepreneurs, lawyers, and AI enthusiasts. Share your experiences, ask questions, and learn from each other. Remember, you're not alone in this. We're all navigating this brave new world of AI together. Finally, let's talk about something that should go without saying, but unfortunately, often doesn't: ethics. Just because you can do something with AI doesn't mean you should. And while the law provides a framework for what's permissible, ethics is about doing the right thing even when no one is watching. So, what does ethical AI look like? Well, for starters, it means not creating deceptive, harmful, or offensive content. It means respecting diversity and inclusivity in your AI prompts. And it means avoiding manipulative tactics like fear-based marketing with AI-generated scripts. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility. AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for evil. It's up to us, the humans behind the code, to ensure that we're using AI ethically and responsibly. So let's all strive to be the good guys in the AI revolution, shall we? So there you have it, folks, a crash course in AI law and ethics. We've covered a lot of ground, from data privacy to copyright to the importance of disclaimers. And while it might seem like a lot to wrap your head around, remember this: the legal risks associated with AI are only going to grow as your business grows. So the best time to get protected is now. Start by adding disclaimers to your AI outputs, review your contracts, and for goodness sake, familiarize yourself with your local data privacy laws. And if you're feeling really ambitious, download our free AI business legal checklist. It's packed with even more tips and resources to help you stay on the right side of the law. Remember, building a successful AI business isn't just about creating innovative products and services. It's about doing so responsibly and ethically. So, build smarter, build safer, and run your AI business like a pro.